Hello, my name is Madelyn Endrijaitis, and with the help of Mystery and my handler Margaret, I will be demonstrating manual restraints. A manual restraint is anything used to distract or detain the horse during daily activities or during special procedures. The most common and basic manual restraint is your halter and lead rope, as seen here. Now, a good halter will comfortably fit the horse's head, with the noseband not so high as to hit the horse's cheekbones, and not so low as to hit the nostrils or to slide off the horse's nose. A good lead rope will be long enough that you have some extra slack, just in case, but not so long as to overburden your handler's hands. Now, when you have a handler, they should always be on the left side of the horse when leading or when holding, unless someone else is interacting with the horse, in which case they should always be on the same side. That way, in case anything happens, the handler can turn the horse's head toward us, thereby moving the hind end away. The next manual restraint is the lead shank. The lead shank goes over the horse's nose and is slightly stronger than your normal halter and lead rope. To apply your lead shank, you will insert the clip end outside to in through the near side ring and pull it through. Then, you will step around the horse and loop the chain once around the horse's noseband. That way, there is no direct pressure from the chain onto the horse's nose. You will then lead your clip inside to out through the offside ring and attach it to the top ring with the clip facing outward. You will then pull on any slack that is in your chain. That way your lead shank is effective. Now when using your lead shank, you don't want to do any strong, sharp pulls, but nor do you want to hang on your shank. Small tugs to get the horse's attention are most appropriate. Now, when removing your lead shank, you will unclip from the top ring and pass it back through the offside ring, now outside to in. You will lead your chain around and quickly but quietly pull the links out from the near side ring. You do this so that way if your chain links were to clink together, they might not startle your horse. Your next manual restraint is your lip twine. This is used to hold your horse more securely in place than a lead shank or normal halter and lead would. Now to apply your lip twine, you will step to the offside of the horse and tie the lip twine to the offside ring of the horse's noseband. You will then pass the free end in front of the horse's muzzle and loop the free end through the near side ring. Now, with one hand securely holding the free end, you will use your other hand to guide the horse's lip upward and lead the twine onto the horse's gums. You will then apply a holding downward pressure as needed. You should never jerk on your lip twine, as that can cause severe damage to the horse's mouth. The severity of your lip twine will depend on what material you use. Remember, single strand baling twine is going to be more severe than 3 strands braided together. Now, to disengage your lip twine, you will release pressure on the free end and guide the lip twine back out of the horse's mouth. You will then feed the free end back through the near side ring, step to the horse's offside, and untie the twine from the ring. Your next manual restraint is your lip chain. Like your lip twine, the lip chain will pass over the horse's gum and relies on steady pressure. To apply your lip chain, you will feed the free end of the chain through the near side ring of the horse's halter, pulling through all the slack. You will then leave a loop of chain in front of the horse's muzzle and pass the chain through the offside ring of the horse's halter, making sure the clip fit to the upper ring so that there is no slack on the side of the horse's face. Now, with your free loop of chain, you will hold it in one hand and your free end in the other. Using 1 or 2 fingers, you will gently lift the horse's lip and guide the chain onto their gums, applying a steady downward pressure. When applying your lip chain, you must be careful never to clank the horse in the teeth with the chain, as this can be painful and make them not so eager to repeat this process. Now, like the lip twine, your lip chain is more severe when you're using something that is thinner. So logically, a lip twine is more severe than a lip chain. However, I have found that lip chains can be faster and simpler to apply. Now, to remove your lip chain, you will simply release the slack and step to the horse's offside to unclip the lip chain from the upper ring. You will quickly and quietly pass the chain back out through the rings in the horse's halter so as not to startle them. The final manual restraint that we use here at William Woods that requires a tool is your twitch. A twitch is your most severe and also your most dangerous manual restraint. If left on for too long, it can cause permanent damage to your horse's face. Now, the way we apply a twitch here is on the horse's nose, or upper lip, really. You can apply a twitch to the horse's ear, however, we don't practice that here at William Woods. Now, a common kind of twitch is your rope twitch. This is just a rope attached to the end of a long wooden handle. Now, when you apply your twitch, you want to prepare by putting your left hand through the loop of the twitch. You will put your thumb and first 3 fingers halfway through the loop and leave your pinky out. That way the twitch cannot slide all the way down your hand when you're trying to apply it. Your right hand will hold onto the long handle of the twitch. Now, when applying your twitch, holding your handle in one hand, your other hand will grasp the upper lip of the horse's face and slide the twitch over and on their lip. You want to make sure that your fingers don't get caught in this in the process. Now, moving quickly, you want to begin twisting your twitch and applying pressure. This can be fairly uncomfortable for the horse, so they may try to move away. You want to move quickly and effectively to get your twitch on nice and tight. When you feel your twitch is on tight enough, you may release the lip with your hand and hold on to the twitch with both hands. You never want to release a twitch, otherwise you will be at the mercy of the horse with a swinging weapon attached to his face. Now, when you first apply your twitch, it will be very distracting to the horse. It will also be mildly painful. If you leave a twitch on for only 1 or 2 minutes, the only thing a horse will remember of the twitch is pain. Now, when a twitch is on for 5 to 15 minutes, it releases endorphins in the horse's brain and numbs the pain in their face. This is called analgesia. This is especially useful if you have a longer operation to perform on a horse, such as body clipping or a veterinary procedure. Now, if you leave your twitch on over 12 or 15 minutes, depending on the horse will reach their blow stage. This is when the twitch becomes acutely painful and the horse will do everything in its power to get away. This is also when the twitch can begin causing permanent damage to the horse's face. Now, when you're ready to remove your twitch, you will quickly spin the twitch in the opposite direction you applied it to the horse's face and release it from their lip. You'll then rub circulation back into the horse's lip to release some of the tension that the twitch had caused. The last 2 manual restraints that we practice at William Woods do not require a tool to use, but that doesn't make them any less useful. This would be the shoulder roll and the leg lift. Now, to perform a shoulder roll, you will approach your horse and you will grab a patch of skin just above their shoulder. You will then roll the skin on your knuckles from the skin, stretching it outward and over the top of your hand. When done correctly, this can be slightly uncomfortable for the horse and very uncomfortable for the human performing it, but it is good to distract the horse and help keep them in place. When you're done with your shoulder roll, release the skin and smooth it back out. With your leg lift, you're going to do this if someone else needs to work with a horse's leg and they happen to keep picking it up or kicking it. So, perform a leg lift. You will ask the horse to lift the corresponding front leg, just like you would if you were going to pick their feet. You'll hold it around the fetlock and around the knee and lift upward to distribute their weight onto their 3 other legs. Most horses need at least 3 legs on the ground in order to remain standing. So this is usually a good method if they're trying to kick up when you're trying to clip them. When done with the leg lift, just place the limb gently back on the ground. Keep in mind that a leg lift just serves as a distraction to the horse. You are not forcing them to stand still. If a 1,200-pound horse decides he wants to put his leg down, a 150-pound human is not going to be the one to stop him. This is true for all of your manual restraints. Each one only serves as a distraction for the horse for any varying length of time. You are not forcing them to stand still or to be quiet. Also keep in mind, with any manual restraint, you should use the mildest form of restraint that you can for any given situation. You should not jump from a halter and lead rope straight to a rope twitch. Now, when doing a manual restraint, you should always have a handler with you, and you should never attempt a manual restraint in the cross ties. If you feel uncomfortable or unsafe when performing a manual restraint, find an instructor or a more advanced student to assist you. Last but not least, be sure to be calm and confident whenever applying your manual restraints. If you show your horse a confident face, he is more likely to be comfortable with the manual restraints instead of getting nervous or shying away.